Welcome to Panther and Cage.
Good evening, City Council members and concerned members of the Titusville community. Thank you for allowing me to be here this evening. My name is Anthony Schuler. I was born and raised here in Titusville, Florida. I'm currently staying in Palm Bay right now. But what brought me here tonight is an issue that has been stirring in the last couple of months, or a month, I would say. I believe this current climate of demand that is focused on the removal of the Titusville Police Chief John Lau, I believe that it is the result of a coerced political entities that are coercing the Black community specifically and gaslighting them into demanding that Chief Lau be fired. Okay. I believe that these entities have pressured the local Black community into demands that do not serve the best long-term interest. I request caution that we the Black community gatekeep our morally just social political position and consider the consequences that are being requested of the collective. I am not declaring that the emotions surrounding the climate be unjustified or that their demand for justice is invalid. What I'm saying is that the community must be vigilant more than any other community from being used as a self-sacrificial pawn to serve political needs of a party or any entity that doesn't produce anything tangible in response. Our current environment is seeing civil rights protections removed. Vice Mayor Cole, I sat in a room with you a few years ago and I warned the entire room, I don't know if you remember, what would become of the political strategy to euphemistically deny the legitimacy to the Black community's position by exploiting the terms DEI and woke. And look where we are now. Our legitimacy is now at risk of being collateral damage of the political battle between Mayor Connors and his former opposition candidate. There's a lot on the table, and I don't think that we're asking the right questions to get the results that we desire. I believe that demands for John Lau to step down are premature. I may not have all the information, so it would be extremely ignorant of me to assume that, okay? But I do believe that we have an opportunity here to change that current narrative. I'd like for you, Mayor Connors, to assist in creating and fostering that opportunity by not simply staring at people when they ask you legitimate questions. You have the opportunity to help.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Welcome to Panther and Cage. On this day, last year, I took advantage of an opportunity to address the Titusville City Council members in regard to the local political demand to remove the Titusville Police Chief, John Lau. That demand was a response to the officer-involved shooting of MareaCharles, and the anger and frustration of the Black community in Titusville was met with nothing less than a series of seemingly stoic responses, or physical responses at least, from the Mayor Andrew Connor. So I decided to make a documented appeal to him myself. Now, before I had been privately working on adequately addressing specific interests associated with improving Black literacy, and then I also at that time was completing discussions associated with the nuclear Black family structure, and specifically it was the cause and effect of removing Black fathers from the nuclear family structure. There were a series of questions that I itemized, but I won't get into that because tonight I'm just going to quickly address the conversation that you just saw and elaborating and clarifying on a specific concept that I brought attention to the Mayor of Titusville and then the rest of the City Council 1 year ago today. I believe that the flames of the MareaCharles shooting, that protest, the flames were fed by puppeteers with the ultimate intention of politically coercing the Black community. For the sake of clarity, I'm going to say this again. I was not declaring that the emotions of the protesters were unjustified. Anger and frustration are natural responses to the loss of life for one or more of your community members, one of your fellow community members. Now, the protesters' demand for justice was not at all invalid. It never was called into question. But the way that we demand justice is actually a carefully constructed hamster wheel of illusions. And when I say that, I mean that it's a wheel in a system. And a wheel in a system is a gear in the cogs of a machine. Now, if you understand what a cog is, you'll understand that it's the tooth of a gear, okay? And to apply context here, we're going to refer to those cogs as people, okay? So those people are the cogs of the gears that turn the outrage of a political performance. And let it be known that it's just a political performance. It's not real political pressure, all right? The gear of political performance is a very predictable part of a systemic machine that ultimately is political theater. So when we talk about left side versus the right or Republican versus Democrat, it is political theater. I'll go deeper into that maybe next week when I'll leave another clip. But for tonight, I just want us to understand that whenever we organize and we execute protests, a list of tangible political demands should be simultaneously placed on the legislative table. Okay, we shouldn't allow ourselves to be used for any political performance without the political tangible agenda items laid out. Even if we're dealing with complex demands, the puppeteers behind the political curtain must be committed to at least negotiating. When I said that we should politically gatekeep in that earlier video, I meant that we should politically gatekeep our morally just social political position, because that's what we have. That is our power. And I'm saying that we should at least demand our worth, all right? Our agenda items should reflect the issues impacting the incident that initially sparked the outrage. In the case of the shooting of MareaCharles, the community should attempt to reestablish a privately owned and operated police accountability database that could track the particular officers working in the local communities and their interactions. I'm aware of that resolution is not anything new. It's not popular because the governor, about 2 years ago, he reduced the power. He stripped away the power from the citizen review boards, and he gave law enforcement more control and oversight over all of the existing civilian citizen review boards that were operating in the state of Florida. But either way, the Black community is absolutely obligated to put ourselves in a position so that we're not used as social political pawns. That's why I said that we need to gatekeep our morally just social political position. All right, it is power. It is power. It is power that we are unconsciously giving away, and we're giving it away for nothing. We need to make sure that those puppeteers pay for using our power. I wish you authentic love, enduring peace, and may the Most High guide your path.